Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of RV Tips and Trips. Today I'm going to do a review on Thousand Trails Idyllwild in Idyllwild, California. So don't go away. Alright, so getting to Idyllwild RV Park, it's up in the mountains up about 7,000 feet. So there's the main highway going up to Idyllwild is a very windy road. Some parts are rather steep, but was not really difficult to navigate. But yes, there are windy and there are some tighter turns. Idyllwild is one of the more rustic RV parks in the Thousand Trails system. Lots of trees situated up in the mountains. Actually, it looks like to be a pretty nice resort. I imagine in the summer that it would be pretty well packed, real busy in the summer months. But we were there in March. And in March, the weather is rather unpredictable. But we ended up with a very nice campsite, but that wasn't the first choice that they were sending us to. Absolutely huge. Boy, one of these drop on the roof of your camper, you'll hear it. What? You hear the wildlife, Thomas? And some beautiful views. Noisy birds, huh? Look. We learned the hard way to maybe not trust the staff so much when they tell you that you can go to this particular site and that it's okay, that you'll be fine, because it wasn't. So one whole area they were telling us was closed. So they were trying to keep people in one of the smaller loops, because it's not real busy, of course, this time of year. So they told us to go to this particular campsite, to go ahead and take that. So we drove off and headed off to it. And the road that we were going down to, there was a sign, and I should have heeded the warning of the sign. The sign basically said that it's a lot of tight spots and not easy to maneuver, so anything over 30 feet should enter at your own risk. And I figured, okay, well, they told us that this is going to be okay to the site that we're going to, so we went ahead and on to the site. Well, we couldn't maneuver into the site, and I'll explain to you what happened there. So they wanted us to go into this site right here, and to back in, we had this tree kind of in the way. We shouldn't have done it. So we figured, okay, we couldn't maneuver because of that tree in the middle of the road. We couldn't maneuver properly to get in here. So Kathy suggested that we go up the hill and let me go do like a pull through. Except for this sand was too soft and we kind of sank in it. And since we were up on the hill at an angle like that, the back bumper scraped on the ground. So when I got stuck up here, even four-wheel drive low, started to back it up, and the bumper pushed in, and I'll show you that in a little bit here, pushed and bent the bumper on the trailer. But we were fortunate enough that's all that happened. But as a result of trying to get into that campsite, we ended up bending the rear bumper on the trailer because of the severe angle that we ended up trying to get into the site with. And we had to back up the trailer, and that's when the rear bumper bent. But it didn't rip off, the welds held. I was really surprised at that. So we got out of there and went back to the ranger's office and told them it was impossible to get in there, that they shouldn't have sent us down there. And they apologized. I mean, the staff was very nice. I do have to say the staff was extremely nice. But they shouldn't have sent us to that spot. I take it some of these people were fairly new and really didn't know better. So I told them about the sign, and I said, any big rigs you really shouldn't send down there. So then they told me about a spot in the area that they said was closed, that this particular site had running water. It was the only site in that loop that had running water. All the others were turned off. This one didn't have a turn-off valve, so the water was left on. And the power was, power as well. So it was electric and water site. And it was higher elevation than the other sites too, by almost 1,000 feet. So we ended up being at 7,000 feet. Nice site, pretty much by ourselves up there. But they should have sent us there to start with, instead of trying to dink with a small site that was very difficult to get into. So there was a tree right at the mouth of the campsite, which makes backing up and swinging the truck around like impossible to get the trailer in. So that was not good. They do have, of course, that time of year, the facilities are pretty much closed. It looks like they had a really nice lodge. Of course, that's closed. They have an amphitheater. They have a swimming pool and a hot tub. So, but all that was closed. So I imagine in the summer it's pretty nice. There's a town, the town of Idyllwild is a cute mountain town. Actually, it's pretty typical for a mountain town. And it has restaurants there, and of course all the little stores for getting gifts and souvenirs. And it actually has two supermarkets, one really small one on the main drag there, but there is another one that's off the main road a little bit, set back, that's actually a nice sized supermarket that we found was a little cheaper in prices and stuff. So two supermarkets, one bigger than the other one. The bigger one, you got more selection. So we got our food and grocery items there, and totally oblivious to what was going on in the rest of the world as far as people hoarding toilet paper and that. That didn't happen up there in the mountains. Now we were going to stay there a full 2 weeks, 14 days, but there was a snowstorm coming, and it was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We got a knock on our door, saying there's a snowstorm coming in, and the last time this happened, they got like 4 feet of snow there. So it's you best go. We don't know exactly when the storm is going to hit. So we were like, oh my gosh. So we hurried up, packed up, hooked up the fifth wheel to the truck, And by the time we got everything set, the snow was coming down really, really good. And then we had another incident. So this was kind of like a hard luck park for us. And I did do a video on what happened when we went to leave here, and I'll put a link up here, and I'll also put a link in the description below to that video so you can see exactly what happened there. It wasn't good. I mean, nothing too bad, but it like I said, things just happen. Overall, though, it's a nice place. I would definitely stay there, probably in the warmer weather. It gets kind of iffy in the winter. Like I said, this park is open all year round. Staff is friendly in that, but it doesn't mean they're 100% competent. So heed the signs. I will from now on. It doesn't matter what the employees tell me. If I see a sign like that, I ain't going down that road, and they need to give me a different spot. So I understand the principle. They were trying to keep everybody together, but that wasn't practical for the bigger rig. There were some big rigs in that area, but they were already in sites that were easy enough to maneuver into. This one was like just impossible for the size trailer we were. And there was another rig that came in behind us too, and they were a decent length too, and they couldn't believe that they sent us and him down into that area, because there's no maneuvering room whatsoever once you get down in that loop. So just be aware. All right, so would I stay there again? Yes, even despite all the problems. So lots of woods, lots of acreage, and in the summer they got horse stables and that, so there's horseback riding. So in the summer there would be a lot of things to do, just not so much in the winter. All right, that's it for today, and I'll catch you on the next video. So until then, happy camping. Bye. Thomas says thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share. Until next time, happy camping.